Hey guys, we're gonna do a little video on the daily rusted out Dakota. We're gonna do an oil change. It's definitely due. Engine bay is filthy, but either way, this is on a 4.7 V8. It's basically the same as all the 4.7s. Even I think the 3.7s are very similar. And this job is pretty darn easy. So what all do you need when you're doing an oil change on this truck? You need a pan. Make sure it's a big pan. This thing takes like 6 quarts of oil. You need a 1/2 inch to get the drain plug out. And I mean, if you have mighty hands, you don't need the claw, but I like using a claw to get the oil filter out. They put it in a really good location to get it to it very easily. You need some oil. I run this Super Tech Walmart special. I've had absolutely 0 issues with it. I actually really enjoy this oil. It's been working great. No leaks, nothing on this truck. This truck's got like almost 130,000 miles on it. And then an oil filter. This is like legit one of the only filters they had at Walmart today. I don't know why or where everything was, but I don't know. Usually I run Mopar, but that's what we got. I think there's actually a frame on it from before because they didn't have Mopar at the time either. And then a creeper to get underneath it. And if you have ramps, or just jack it up. You don't really necessarily have to. If you're a little smaller, you should be able to fit right underneath this truck. I think that's about it. So without further ado, let's jump into this and get this thing done. All right, so we're going underneath the truck. And there's the front end. There's the drain plug. Here's a cross member. Once you open that up, it's gonna spray behind the cross member. It should, and then it's gonna leak all over the cross member and make a big old mess. First steps to make sure that you have the truck warmed up. We just made the trip from Walmart to home, so we're good on that. Because yeah, you got to burn your hand when you're doing an oil change. If you didn't burn your hand, you're not doing it right. So I'm just kidding. Either way, make sure the pan's set up to catch it. And this one is the way they design it, does kind of make a mess. But let's grab a 12 or 1/2 inch and we'll rip this drain plug out and drain some of the oil. Yeah, see, it's sprayed everywhere. It's such a wonderful design. But what you can do is, while it's draining, there's the oil filter. You can start, you can try to loosen it, but you might leak a little bit. So if I was you, just wait until you're done draining out of the drain pan. But if you have to make things a little easier, you can just come up here. These get tight sometimes. That wasn't too bad. You can loosen that up a little bit, and that'll help push the oil down, let it drain a little faster. All right, so it's basically, she's gonna be dripping for another hour, so we're just gonna throw this back in here. As you can see, this truck, when you do an oil change on it, it just makes a mess everywhere. So it's very, very annoying. I can hit the threads, there we go. I don't know why they design it like that, but your wrench on it. Now if this starts to leak a little bit, you might have to get a new drain plug with a seal. This one, it's tight. This one's just a little bit of seepage around here in between oil changes, so maybe next oil change I'll just get a new plug with a seal. All right, let's get that filter off and get the new filter on. All right, so I got the old filter here, the new one here. You always want to make sure it's basically the same exact thing, which it is. So we're going to take a little bit of oil. You don't want to fill this completely up because you'll just make more of a mess. You just fill this up a little bit. It'll pop up a couple times. Make sure you get some oil on the ring here. And you're ready to reinstall this filter. Alright, new filter's on. Drain plug is in. Oily mess everywhere. So I'm just gonna take a rag, try to clean up a little bit here and there, but there's only so much you could do. Keep your truck from rusting, I guess. Here in Pennsylvania, that's kind of what we need. But after I clean this up a little bit, spray it down with some degreaser, just clean it up. We're gonna go up top and fill it up with oil. Look at that. I gotta clean up the floor too, because it made a mess, sprayed everywhere, all over my pan. What a pain. Alright, everything's tight underneath, so now it's time just to add fluid. Now, if you don't have a funnel, luckily, one nice thing about Chrysler is they put a big old fill hole. I don't know, I guess fill whatever. So you can fill it up. As long as you just go slow, you can fill it up. But we got a funnel. So we're going to use the funnel, slowly pour it in. By manufacturer spec, it takes 5.7 quarts. So we're going to pour a gallon in, take our time. We're going to put about 4 or 5.5 in, fire the truck up, back it off the ramps, and check the level. Another thing I like to do real quick is when you're done with the oil change and everything's all done, just fill these back up. This one's actually overfilled. I filled it a little too much, and then I got a little bit left here. Kind of gives you an idea if you used, if the drain pan was completely empty, it gives you an idea how much your engine used. This Dakota has almost 130,000 miles on it. With my math, it's probably just maybe half a quart. Maybe low, and that's about it, so not bad. That's using this oil as well. Alright, what you're gonna do is pull it out. I already cleaned it. This is the second pull. You won't be able to see, but it's right, I put about 5.5 in. It's right on, like, just above the ad. Let me see if I can hit that from a long distance. Nope. Got it. So I'm gonna add basically the rest of that quart, so 6 quarts. You'll be good to go. Make sure you put a tag on the window so you know how many miles you have until your next oil change. I think that's about it. Remember, 5W30, it says right here. We'll just add it. We'll be good to go. If you guys have any questions, comments, don't be afraid to ask. Leave them in the comment section below. All right, guys. God bless.